half of 2024 is already behind us. And with all the hard work you put, surely you'll already feel the burnout and the internal imbalances. Detox will help restore balance and help us recharge for the busy months ahead. So, without further ado, let's revisit the Ayurvedic detox practices with Doc Usha for this episode of the VeggieFit podcast. So, stay tuned. When there is an imbalance in our dosha,
Mhm.
one of the approach would be detoxification, right, Doc Usha?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, detox, if it is, suppose there's toxic buildup, then
Mhm.
there is these detoxification or removal of the ama, the removal of the toxin.
Yes, Ama. How is detoxification done in Ayurveda, Doc Usha? How can we remove Ama in our system?
Yeah. So the three base therapeutic approach, which is again panchakarma, is what is detoxification in Ayurveda. So the three basic things is, I mean, depending on the person, depending on wherever they are and
Yes.
whatever is their vitiation in their doshas or constitution. So we could recommend, say, tonification,
Mm-hmm.
meaning to grow or expand or to help, like increase their strength if they are weak or fatigue out or something like that. It could also be reduction therapy, which is also known as the langhana. It is to make them lighter. It's just the opposite of the tonification,
Mm-mm.
where you add and then you reduce. And then there's a third method is known as the palliation therapy, which is known as more as to
Mm-mm.
balance. So these are the three principles on which all the other things decide on, right? So if we were to talk, say, eczema, because we were talking about eczema, I would like to go back to that. The treatments, like the detox
Mm-mm.
treatment, would include the first one would probably be Abhyanga, we call the oil massage. So this helps them to moisturize their bodies,
Oh.
nourish their skin, reduce the dryness and flakiness that is present in, say, an eczema kind of skin. Then we can also do nasya, that is, we administered, like I said, the nasal oil into their noses and medicated it. It is usually medicated,
Mm-mm.
and it can also benefit lubricate the nasal passages and let benefit the skin around it and also calm them down. Nasya therapy goes into the brain and also calms them down their anxiety. Some people may want basti, which is known as the enema therapy, by which we reduce the
Mm-hmm.
vata dosha, which is increased in these people.
Oh.
So what happens is it is the enema will remove
Mm-mm.
the vata or balance it and provide the nourishment and reduce the dryness associated. Then people can go to Svedana, which is like the herbal steam bath, which induces sweating. And when the pores open because of the sweat, it eliminates these toxins that are accumulating at the level of your skin. So that comes out now. And then, of course, we can also add herbal treatments as well. So those are the most often done panchakarma. But in general, there's like the oleation therapy, which is called the snehana therapy, which can be done externally or internally with oils and various stuff. Then I talked about basti, right? Like either
Yes.
enema, people do eyes and stuff. Also, those are called the bastis.
Yes.
Then you may have heard of Shirodara, which is becoming very, very like popular. And the ultimate, like a luxury item nowadays, is application of this Ayurvedic body oil, which is warm medicated oils are applied on the forehead. And that is the sixth chakra on our forehead, right? So these oil is poured through a bowl,
Okay.
and then if they have like chronic headaches and anxieties and nervousness, it really helps.
Mm-mm.
Some people also do Shirodhara with milk and stuff like that. So you have heard of that. So that's one of the most popular treatments out there right now that you may have heard about it. And then you can also clean ears and stuff, which is done also very popular.
Wow.
And then we talked about Chetana, which is the sweat treatment that we talked about, right? When you can induce sweat like a spa, like a heated thing where people get remove the,
Yes. Like a sauna.
like a sauna,
Yes.
medicated, and you remove all the toxins from the level of your skin. And then, of course, there's Vamana too, which is another way of Panchakarma done where excess kapha is removed, which also can contain ama, the toxins. So this is kapha can be stored in our stomachs. The Vamana is also done where we make the person, it's like throwing up in a way, it's vomiting.
Mhm.
What you would call is just therapeutic vomiting. So that is also done. And Nasya, of course, I already discussed that. So these are some of the ways that Panchakarma is done in Ayurveda to remove toxins, basically.
Ah, wow. I learned a lot, Doc Usha. I've been writing so many. It's really nice. I know enema and herbal bath are so new to me because I was really just focused on what you offer. So this enema and herbal bath I just learned today.
Oh, the steam bath, the Svedana. Okay, like sauna. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good. I mean,
Yeah.
then again, you have to remember that all these treatments are there,
Mhm.
but they should still be done under the supervision of an Ayurvedic practitioner.
Yeah.
And they should also be done after your body constitution has been decided and in conjunction with other diet and other therapies also. They are not done standalone, right? So if you were to go to a Panchakarma place, there's a regimen and they do it according to those regimens. And one most important thing is to start with your diet. So they always will put you on a very piece, like a sattvic diet, we call a very simple diet. Maybe what most often used is called khichdi, which is just rice and lentils, mung bean, and stuff like that, a nourishing diet. So it is done according to your constitution. So if Svedana is required, or Basti is required, or Nasya is required, will be determined by your Ayurvedic practitioner, and then it will be done. And how many days of Panchakarma would be needed is also something that is determined based on the person's ailment or how chronic it is, or if what else is working or not working. And so it's also can be done with by giving other herbs or not, and where they are at that point, how strong they are. If they're fatigued, we would use very mild therapies because that person cannot do these strong panchakarmas. So first you have to build up the nourishment in a person who is very weak,
Mhm.
right? Though these are some different forms of panchakarma therapies done, but they are all decided based on the body constitution of the person. So should be done under guidance of an Ayurvedic practitioner.
Yes, because it's not easy if you're going on a enema and herbal bath and you have other issues that will not be good with it.
Yes, absolutely. So it's a very complex process. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Never try it. Just doing it by watching YouTube
No, no, no.
with licensed Ayurvedic practitioner only.
Yeah, I mean, some therapies can be self done, but
Mm-hmm.
again, they should be recommended and also
Mm-hmm.
taught by Ayurvedic practitioner, like how to do your self massage, self abhyanga, which oil is
Yes.
needed, or which herbal medicated oil is suited for your body type or your body constitution, your energies. And if your fire is high or your air is high, how do we bring you back to your innate or your prakriti or your balanced state? So all this goes into the thought process, and then
Yes.
they recommend it to the person. And Nasya, for example, maybe you could go to the practitioner and then you can walk out with a Nasya oil and do it yourself. But
Mm-hmm.
which Nasya or what time should you do or how to do it? All that will be advised by your practitioner. So
Yes.
again, it all starts at your body constitution, your energetics, all the pancha mahabhutas are the five elements, your doshas, what is wrong with the person, what is initiated, and how do we bring it back to balance, and how can we use all these sensory treatments, five sensory organ treatments, and your mind, and how do we bring your mind, body, and your consciousness into balance. So this is a very complex thing and should always be done under the guidance of Ayurvedic practitioner.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Doc Usha. Ayurveda is about balancing energies, and we start with our diet, and then that's where we check on the dosha, and then we'll try to balance the energy. So thank you so much for everything, Doc Usha. I mean, I think I wrote 3 pages.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for having me.
I hope you learned something valuable today and continue to support VeggieFit. Because here at VeggieFit, we may not still be fit and still far from being spiritual, but we're working on it every day. Thank you for listening and see you again in our next podcast. Bye.